What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Flan Fan Show here. It's the end of week number 1. We got your box scores here, the recaps, the power poll, as well as the player leaders and goals, assists, the players of the week, and we'll also look in at some of the trades and transactions here after week 1. Right now, let's begin with your box scores, the results here after week 1.
All right, the opening season here, games November 2nd, Monday. Start things off, Orange Sauce against Niagara Ice Frogs. Ice Frogs taking game 1 3-1. Game number 2, Ice Frogs did hold a 2-goal lead, but despite that, and despite Sir Puffleton with only a 57 save percentage in this game, Sus still pulls this out. 4-3 is your final here. They rally back, and it's Ozzy who buries the game-winning goal. Then the Game 3 rubber match here goes to Orange Sauce. They win it here. 2-1's the final. Sir Puffington did rebound in this game. 92 save percentage, only allowing 1 goal. He finished the night off with an 81 save percentage, 30 saves. Pale Poner with both of those goals in Game 3 to take the series win. He finished with 4 goals, 2 assists, 6 points. And also Nick the Greek with a big night. 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points on the night. Moving on here, high expectations against those guys. Those guys taking game 1 3-2 in overtime. And it's K-Dog on here, living up to his BODs, getting the game-winning goal to win it. Magilla in net here for those guys for game number 1 only. Had a 87 save percentage with a 1.82 goal against average. Income shock for the next 2 games. High expectations take game 2 3-1. And game 3 2-0 shutout as they take the series here. Superstar with a big game. He had 1 shutout, 88 save percentage, a 1.29 goal against average with 30 saves. Rob playing offense here for expectations. He had 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points. Next series, we have Washed against Crosby. Niels for Malkin. Game 1 going to Malkin, 5-2. Game number 2, Bills with a big game here, a 92 save percentage. They take this one 2-1. But in game 3, Crosby, Niels for Malkin take it 4-2, and they take the series win. What about Nicky Pats here? 5 goals, 3 assists, 8 points. The captain, Flamin' Dwagon, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points for him. And the last game for Monday night was Johnny Kling's Classic Hits taking on the Boondock Saints. Saints with a sweep here. They take game 1 5-1, 4-3 game 2, and 4-3 game number 3. A clean sweep here. Surprised me. 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points. You know, I told you guys this guy should be top 3. He was my top 1 here for the draft, but he did not end up that way. Big game here for him. Also, Drog and DeMar, 8 points each for the Saints. And in that, Shotgun here, Master Shotgun, 86 save percentage, 43 saves. For the anticipated, a lot of talked about goaltender there for Classic Hits. Not a good night for him. 63 save percentage for Cool Sam. A 4.33 goal against average, allowing 13 goals in this one. And for the stars of the night for opening night, here we pick 1 forward, 1 defenseman, and 1 goalie. Best performers of the night. At forward, no surprise here. Surprised me. 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points. On defense, D. Mart with 8 points, 10 hits, a +7. And in that, Superstar, 88.2 save percentage, 1.29 goal against average, and 1 shutout. The scores here for Tuesday night. Only 1 series on November 3rd. It's between Cobra Kai Puckers against Winters Coming. And you got the 45 bod score leader there against the controversial goaltender Brick City and the rookie defenseman and Cougar. Who would prevail? Well, it's the Puckers taking this one. Clean sweep here. Game 1, 3-2 in overtime. And it's Bomber with the OT game winner. Give the Puckers the win. Game 2 is 5-2 and 6-4 game 3. All three going there to the Puckers. Brick with 31 saves. And what about the rookies here? Roman for the Puckers. He had 9 goals, 3 assists, 12 points. Cobb, 3 goals, 10 assists, 13 points for him. And the return here, the comeback of Bomber, he had 2 goals, 9 assists, 11 points. Stars of the night goes to, at forward, Roman. 9 goals, 3 assists, 12 points. On defense, Cougar Hunter. He had 3 hits, a +6. And in that, Brick City, 79.5 save percentage, 31 saves, all 3 wins. For Wednesday, November 4th, we have 2 series here. Cobra Kai Puckers against High Expectations. Game 1 going to Cobra Kai 4-1. Game 2, 3-1. And then game number 3 in overtime, 2-1. Both goals there in game 3 scored by Bomber, the game winner. And they take all 3 here. It's a sweep. C-Dub, 4 goals, 2 assists, 6 points for Cobra Kai. Brick City had a 90 save percentage, 0.90 goal against average. In a losing effort on the other end, Superstar 84 save percentage with 47 saves in that losing effort. The other game here, other series, we had Daly's Wet Noodles against the Simps. Simps take all 3 here, 4-1, 5-1, and then 4-2. Big lineup here for the Simps, bring out the big guns. Wizzy War, 1 goal, 10 assists, 11 points. Rondant Volante, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points. And the captain flowed with 8 goals, 3 assists, 11 points. In net, the line for the Simps here, he had 87.5 save percentage with a 1.33 goal against average. Stars of the night, forward goes to Float, 8 goals, 3 assists, 11 points. On defense, Pot Shot, he had 5 points, 7 hits, a +7. And then in net here, 2 nights in a row, Brick City, 90.3 save percentage, 0.90 goal against average, and all 3 wins once again. Last night here for week number 1, November the 5th, we have the Simps against Niagara Ice Frogs. The Frogs take game 1 4-2. Game 2 as well in overtime 4-3. This nub with the OT winner. And game 3 as well 4-3 final. A sweep here for the Frogs. This nub with 6 goals, 4 assists, 10 points. Captain Buff and Sauce 8 points each. And in net for the Ice Frogs, Butcher's Son 41 saves, 83.7 save percentage. The other series here, we have the Boondock Saints against those guys. Saints take game 1 3-1, game 2 3-1 as well, and game 3 5-4 is your final. A sweep here in this one as well. Surprised me with 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points. On the shots here, Saints outshooting those guys 54-29 for shots on goal. Then we have Washed against Orange Sus. Sus take game 1 4-1. Game 3, big one here, 8-3 the final. But they can't sweep here. Game number 3 goes to Wash, 4-3 in overtime. Despite Bill's horrendous performance in that here, 51.6 save percentage, a 4.97 goal against average. Sober bails him out here with a hat trick and the game winner. For Orange Sauce here in the series win, Pale finished with 4 goals, 8 assists, 12 points. Both Nick the Greek and Ozzy 11 points. And on defense, Anderson 6 assists. Next, we have Classic Hits, Johnny Clink's Classic Hits against Winter's Coming. The Hits take game 1 5-1, then 5-3 on game number 2. and then just murder out here. 11-0 blowout, shutout win there for Cool Sam. Toxic, just I mean, look at these numbers: 8 goals, 12 assists, 20 points. I don't know if I've ever seen that. 20 points in one series. That's just it's crazy. And the team had 21 goals in this series. He managed to have 20 of the possible 21 goals here. So whether he was getting the assists or whether he was scoring a goal, he was getting a point almost on every goal. Dom Silva also had a good night here. 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points for him. And the last series we have Crosby Niels for Malkin against Daly's Wet Noodles. Crosby winning game 1 2-1, then 3-2 final game number 2. But also here they can't sweep. They lose game 3 2-1 in overtime. Ian the Bavarian prevents the sweep here. Both goaltenders tremendous here in this entire series. B. Cripps for Crosby had 86.5 save percentage, a 1.63 goal against average. For the Noodles, Tomahawk, even though they lost here in the series, he managed 87.8 save percentage, a 1.96 goal against average, and 43 saves. Captain Yambag there, not a good night. 8 penalty minutes for him in this series. Looking at the stars of the night for November the 5th, no question here, Toxic, 20 points. Nobody even came close to that. On defense, it's Kane, 6 points, 3 hits, a plus 11. And then in net, we have Tomahawk, 87.8 save percentage, 1.96 goal against average for him. And that does it here. That's the box scores and your stars of the night for week number 1. We're going to move on here now to the power rankings. My power rankings here of each team. Now this does not go by the number of points you have or not even the number of wins that you have currently. There is a formula to this madness on here, and using the win percentage of each team, but also factoring in the teams that you played. And those teams' win percentage on here will give you a different rank. This will even out as the season goes by. Week number 1 could be a little bit lopsided here, but let's take a look here what we have. Alright, so the power rankings here. Number 1, Boondock Saints, undefeated week here, 6-0, 12 points for them. Plus the teams that they've beaten, they did not play the bottom teams really. So with the also goals for 24, goals against 13, pretty good, pretty solid as my number 1 team. Moving to number 2, got the Niagara Ice Frogs, and right below them is Orange Sauce. Now I know Sauce beat them here in the series, but you look at the wins here, they got the same amount of wins. That's 4. Only 1 point separates them here, but I just feel Ice Frogs had a tougher schedule here. Them also sweeping the Sims. Sauce would have got my number 2 win here had they swept Wash, but they did not on there, and so I got on my number 3. Next, Cobra Kai at number 4. Perfect 6-0 here, but not the toughest schedule here as they did play some lower teams. Number 5, Classic Hits. They rebounded after the opener with a sweep. Some tremendous numbers as far as goals for, goals against here for them, and they fit in at my number 5 spot. Now, number 6, I have watched here. I know they only got 2 wins here, but here's a team, unlike some of the teams below them here, they did not get swept in either series. They were in it for both of the series, have a win against a very tough Orange Sauce team, and as well as the Crosby team. So, schedule-wise, wins-wise here, they fall into number 6. Right below them, this team dropped a lot. I had them at the preseason rank at number 3. dropped to number 7 after getting swept. Whenever you get swept on there, regardless. And I did question this before the season started. You know, when they played against Yambak's team there, the Wet Noodles, they had a very solid line, almost stacked, where the Wet Noodles had no shot on there. But when they came into night number 2, they had their bottom guys in there. They had the backups, their 9th and 10th man on that roster, and both of them in the same game. And the Ice Rocks just took that series. Below them here, Crosby, Niels for Malkin. Great start here for this team. Only one loss in regulation. However, not the toughest schedule here, so we'll see what happens here for week 2 for them, but nonetheless have a good start. Below them is High Expectations. Only 2 wins here so far. They need to get more wins. They have some overtime tough losses, but their goals for also need to improve, as they're keeping the games close, slow, but they're not getting the wins. Number 10, it's those guys. Only 1 win here thus far. Could have been more, but a rough start here for these guys. And then number 11, we got the Wet Noodles. Also, only 1 win here for them. And right below them, we have Winters coming. 0 wins at the number 12 spot. And those are your power rankings for week number 1.
All right, that's the power rankings here after week 1. Right now, we're going to take a look at some of the individual stats here. Who had the most goals? Who has the most assists, most points, the biggest goons, and your players of the week.
Starting things off here with the most goals on the season. Jim Flanagan's projected number 1 forward prior to the draft surprised me here. 12 goals leading the pack. Right below him, number 2 is Toxic with 11. Flode has 10. Rookie here, Roman 95 with 9. And then both Pale Poner and Ozzy with 8 each. And they both play on the same team. The assist leaders here, we got Toxic with 15. Bomber has 14 at number 2. Number 3, Drug Monkey here with 12. Another rookie here, Cobb, 13. He's got 11. And then 3-way tie here in 5th, Pale Poner, Nick the Greek, and Wizzy War with 10. Their points leaders after week 1, the Toxic leading here by a big margin, 26. Then a 3-way tie in 2nd. You got Bomber, Pale Poner, and Surprise Me with 18. And right below them is Cobb with 17. Most points as a defenseman. The one who was drafted at the highest odds, D. Mart with 11. Mr. Anderson, number 2, as well as Kane, both with 9 points. Agent, who's a part-timer only, has 7 points. Rookie here also Potshot with 5. Yin with 5. Notorious Figo playing defense here. He's got 5. And I haven't seen this name in a while. Crazy Yeti Killer. He's got 5 points as well. A look here at some of the rookies. For most points, Cobb, number 1 with 17. Roman 95 has 12. This Snub with 10. And then both Kane and Levins, 9 each. Now let's look at the big hitters, most hits. And this guy's always number 1 here, regardless which season it is. And whether you're looking at career stats, season stats, surprise me, 64. Below him is Mashat Pa with 56. SBDR has 45. Levins with 40. And Pogs, 39. How about the biggest goons? These guys put up the most penalty minutes. Hey, if you're going to lead in hits, very good chance you could lead in penalties here. And that's the case here. Surprised me with 12. And then we got a 6-way tie here in 2nd. 10 penalty minutes each. That goes to Gyneman. Yambak, Crazy Eddie Killer, K-Dog, Dog, and Float. Now let's look at some of the goalies here. The most saves. Number 1, Superstar with 77, Tomahawk with 73, B. Cripps 69, Sir Puffington with 68, and Master Shotgun number 5 with 66. Goalies with the highest save percentage. Now you must have played at least 2 games minimum here to make this top 5. Number 1, B. Cripps, 86.3 save percentage, 37 in a row. Number 2 with 86.2. Superstar 85.6. Brick City 84.3 save percentage, and Master Shotgun 83.5. And which goalie has the least goal against average? How about this one? Number 1, Brick City, 1.72. Below him is B. Cripps, 1.81. 37 in a row with a 2.00. Superstar, 2.02. And Master Shotgun, 2.17. Now, who are the players of the week for week number 1? We take the top player at each position here. At left wing, we have Roman, 95, 9 goals, 3 assists, 12 points. At center, Pale Poner with 8 goals, 10 assists, 18 points. Right wing, Toxic, 11 goals, 15 assists, 26 points. On left defense, Agent, 7 points plus 10. D-Moore at the right D position, 11 points, 15 hits, a plus 11. And then in that, Brick City, 6 wins, 1.72 goal against average with an 84.3 save percentage.
All right, we have a couple trades here after week 1, a couple adds and drops from the waiver pool, as well as trades that's transpired. Let's take a look here at the transactions after week 1.
Some of the adds and drops here after week number 1. We have, well, first we had a trade here, Washed and Winter's Coming. Washed receiving Nabuch, and Mr. Tough going over to Winter's Coming. Then those guys here drop Sparky and they pick up 2 part-timers, Quantanium and BC Renton. Then Winter's Coming drops Ragenstein and picks up Low. No surprise here with Ragenstein being dropped. I don't know why he was drafted in the first place. I really think Winter's Coming should have picked up the guys above that. Those guys getting BC Ren, Quantania. I think BC Ren would have fit in real well for Winter's Coming. In the trade there with Washington, Winter's Coming, Nabuch ends up being moved again. Let's go to the second part of that trade. Here is a 3-player trade here. Washed taking Mashad Pa, Dangles HT, and Headless Frangu. Winter's Coming receiving Sober Enough, Nabuch, and Ace Saul. Well, Winter's Coming needed to make a move, especially after the last outcome here, so not surprised in them moving. Sucks to see that they got rid of a 45 bot player that they spent all that money on. But I like the switch here. Sober Enough, Nabuch, plus they got Mr. Tough. And also that we're going to see Kurdok playing net here. Still a little bit shaky on that defensive side, but I think this works out for them. For Washed, a big change here. Hergsy's been involved in a lot of trades and moves here. He's not wasting any time, and they get the star Mashad Pa. He's going to be alongside with Hergsy. Interesting to see whether he's going to go with Dangles HD at that right wing spot. If Gala's still going to be on the bench reliever there, or if he's going to go with Gala on here. I still think the defense a bit shaky as well, unless Hergs comes to plays D. We'll see what happens here, but I like the moves here. A lot of talk on the Discord channel on there. Let me know what you guys think regarding the trades, regarding the power rankings here, the players of the week. Who are your players of the week? But that does it here for week number 1.
All right, that does it here for the Flan Fan Show. Hope you guys liked the show here. We'll be back next week. Let's see how things change here in the rankings. Who will stay on top? Who will lead the goals here after this next week? And how well these trades work out for each team. It's Jim Flanagan here, signing out. Have a good night, everybody.